Chad Childers, Academic Technology Coordinator.
And I'm Christine Jesse, Classroom Technology Coach.
And this is Vartek Tuesday. In today's episode of Vartek Tuesday, we're going to talk about how to customize your documents for student use using the Kami app.
Specifically, we're going to be looking at how to take large documents that are in PDF form and split them or merge them together with other PDFs.
But first, we do need to talk just a little bit about what is Kami.
Kami is this digital classroom app that allows you to transform PDFs into interactive learning experiences for your students.
So there is a paid version and a free version of Kami, and there's a lot you can do with both. But specifically in the free version of Kami, the basic version, if you will, you can mark up documents and kids can comment on them. You can do drawings, they can create shapes, and they can even erase it all.
In the paid version, however, we step up the game a little bit by adding in a dictionary, a text-to-speech option, math symbols in order to write and answer math problems, and you can also add different forms of media, such as images and videos, and add signatures.
So there are a lot of really great things that you can do with Kami. Most of them are pretty simple, and we feel like you can probably figure out how to do most of them on your own. However, there are a couple of really cool features within Kami that are just a little bit more complicated and that we think can really inform your instruction. So today, that's what we're going to focus on. So those things are how to split and merge a document. So today, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to split a document. Why would you want to split, though? What is the purpose? Well, let me just say this. Let's say that you've got an online textbook, PDF, or you have a Teachers Pay Teachers document that you think is outstanding. But again, it's PDF and all pages are PDF'd in one big document. Well, you don't want to send that giant document out to your students and say, hey, I only need page 1. Instead, you want to pick and choose the pages that you want and only send out what the student needs at the time that they need it, right? That's what splitting documents does for you. So let's go over how to do that. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is log into Kami. And I'm going to split my screen here so that you can kind of see what the instructions are and then how to do it all together. So when we log into Kami, you're going to get a screen that looks like this. You're going to type in www.kamiapp.com. That's how you get there. Once you're there, you either have an account or you don't. If you don't have an account yet, you're going to sign up for a free account. If you do, you're just going to sign in. I already have an account, so I went ahead and signed in ahead of time. Here's what the screen looks like when you come to it. Again, what we're interested in is bringing in a document that has multiple pages, splitting it out so that I can have just the page that I need, or pages that I need, right? Okay, so first things first, we need to open the PDF that we're looking for using the Kami app, right? So you have a couple of options. You can open from your Google Drive, you can open it from your computer, and various other things. I want to open this one from my Google Drive. So I'm going to click that. It's going to load my Google Drive right inside of Kami, and then I'm going to choose the presentation that, folder that I need. For mine, it's called Kami Presentation, and then within that, whatever files I've stored there, right? So I used to be an 11th grade English teacher, and one of my favorite things to teach to 11th grade English learners was The Great Gatsby. So we're going to use The Great Gatsby as our example for how to use Kami. So one of the things that you may want your students to do is do a close reading of The Great Gatsby. So in this instance, this close reading file has all the close reading for every chapter, but we're just done with chapter 1. I just need to focus on that right now. So I want my kids to do a close reading on just chapter 1. But again, it's all together right now. So I'm going to choose that file and we're going to see it. We're going to watch it as it loads here. You're going to see that there's multiple pages. I just need the one. So here's an example of the file itself loading up. I just need the one. So how do we split this document? We're going to go into the upper right-hand corner of Kami, and we're going to click on the 3 lines, which are sometimes called the hamburger. We're going to click on that hamburger, and we're going to choose Split and Merge Document. It's going to go ahead and load that up for us, and it's going to say Continue to Split and Merge. Heck yeah, that's what we're doing. So now you're going to see the document loading, the file loading up. It gives you a little preview. Is this it? It is. So I'm going to click Next. And now the document is loading. You can see pages loading behind the first page here. And again, now you have some choices to make. If you just need that one page, you're going to grab a hold of the document. You can see here, page 1, and you're going to drag it down. But let's say, for instance, that you've got a document that has, let's say, the close reading questions and then the answer key for teachers, close reading, answer key. And so maybe you want more than one of these pages, but you don't want the kids to have the answer key. So you're just going to pull down the questions that you need. So I've already pulled the first document. Maybe this is the answer key, so I take this one instead, and I can pull that down if I want to as well. But for this example, I just want page 1, just chapter 1. So here we are. Chapter 1 is there. I know I've got everything that I want down here in this section. And so now I'm ready to go. I'm just going to export this file. I'm going to click export. It's going to ask me what I want to do with it. I'm going to download the file. And rock on, we're all done.
Now we're going to move on to merging documents using Kami. Like splitting documents, sometimes we have multiple sources that we want to use for an assignment. For example, if I wanted to compare Fitzgerald's life to Gatsby's life, I might need 2 different sources into one document for my students to be able to view. So using that merge function within Kami is going to help us out a lot. A lot of the steps for merging are the same for splitting and how we get to it. For example, the first step is going to be logging into Kami. So I've already logged in here, and I'm going to use Open from Google Drive like I have before. So when I click on that, it's going to pull up my Google Drive. I'm going to find my document. Here's the one on Fitzgerald's lifestyle. Once the document loads, I can make sure that it's the document that I want, and then we're going to go up to the little hamburger up in the right-hand corner here, and we're going to choose the split and merge option. It's going to process this document, and we're going to continue to the split and merge page. Now, right now, I only have one document here. I need my other document to be able to merge with my first one. So I'm going to go back into Google Drive here, and I'm going to choose my second document. So here's my second document. I'm going to select it. And now it's showing me both documents. I have my first one, and now I have my second one. Now I'm going to click Next, because these are the ones I'm going to want to merge together. So what we have here now is we have all the documents listed on this first row. Much like when we were splitting the document, we had all the pages here. What's nice about this is we can both split and merge different documents. So if I just want to have a sneak peek of Fitzgerald's life for my students, I can go here and drag this down. But I also want the close reading questions that have to do with Gatsby. So I'm going to click and drag that down too. So now these 2 documents down here are ready to be merged together. So now I have these separated from this, and I can click Export. Just like before, I can either save it to my Google Drive, or I can download the file and click Continue. And now I'm all done.
Welcome to Tech Tip of the Day. So in this segment of Tech Tip of the Day, we're going to focus on formative assessment quick checks. Today's episode is going to focus primarily on Poll Everywhere.
Now, Poll Everywhere is an online polling tool that allows students to be able to respond to teacher-generated questions. This is great to use in the class, either at the beginning, the middle, or the end, because it gives us a really good pulse check on where our students are content and skill-wise.
Right, and that lets you then use that information to inform your instruction for the next day, for the next unit, for where you're headed next.
So in order to create a Poll Everywhere, you need to first go to the website and create an account. So it is polleverywhere.com, and creating an account is free and it's easy to do.
Yep. Once you have your account created, you've got several options. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of different things you can do with Poll Everywhere. We're going to focus on just a couple of them today to give you an idea. So the first one, and probably the most basic, probably the most used, is just a quick multiple choice question. So I've already got that question kind of here to kind of give you an example on your handout. So who was Gatsby's great love interest? I've given my kids 3 choices. They're going to choose who they think that is. It's going to come up on the screen, which Christine will show you later with the word cloud presentation. And I'm going to know very quickly whether or not my kids have a firm grasp on that particular point.
What's nice about these question option choices also, it doesn't just have to be text. It can also be images to use.
Absolutely.
So now we're going to create a word cloud. So we're going to choose the word cloud option, and I'm going to make the screen a little bigger. And I've already have a question, more of a statement here for my word cloud. Notice there's no options for us to have to type in or choose for our students because they're going to have a free response to this. So we have words associated with Gatsby, and I'm going to create the word cloud. So it's going to bring us to this screen as a preview. When we want to show it to all of our students so that way they can respond, we can click full screen. And here we have 2 ways for students to respond. We have the pollev.com/ and they'll have your username, or they can text your username to a specific number in order to respond, and then they can text in their answers.
The great thing about this is if you are a remote teacher, your kids can respond either with their cell phones or with their Chromebooks or with their iPads or with the desktop. It doesn't make any difference. They can go straight to the website or they can text it. For the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to use text because it's convenient. And what you're going to do is you're going to go in, and in the 2, you're going to do the 37607. So I'm typing that in now. Once I have that, in order to get into the classroom, if you will, that makes it secure, right? You're going to have to enter the code. So in this case, the username is catchilders674. So once I do that and I send it, it's going to allow me into the classroom. So once I'm into the classroom, now my responses will be able to be seen along with all of the other students. You can see Christine's already started this for us. So words associated with Gatsby.
Rich.
My first one I'm going to choose is Daisy. I just pushed that in. You can see how fast it came up. And then we'll continue with a couple of these. Another great word, or a couple of words, I guess, that I think are associated with the Great Gatsby are both East egg and West egg. So let's see what happens when I enter East egg and West egg. We see East egg already came up there. Egg is getting bigger and bigger because I bet you Christine used egg as well. And then you can also see that Christine and I both probably have used Daisy because Daisy's a little bigger as well.
So the most common words become the biggest on the word cloud. The least common words that the students use will be the smallest. You can also have students reflect on this later.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to mention. Just if you need to, you can also screenshot what you've done here and go back home that night for planning purposes, and you can see what it is that the kids are getting, what big ideas they're taking away from the reading.
And that is Poll Everywhere.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Dr. Kat Childers.
And I'm Christine Jesse.
And this was Vartek Tuesday.